Hello everyone and welcome to my second video about Cisco Packet Tracer. And in the previous one I showed you how to obtain, download and install Packet Tracer. But today it's time to move on and we will learn how to set up a basic LAN between two end devices. For example, between two PCs or two laptops, it doesn't matter. And I'm a little bit ill, so don't mind my voice, please. Let's get to it. So we'll choose two end devices, PC0, PC1. As a switch, I will use 3560. That's a 24-port fast Ethernet switch. And as the router, I will use 2811. And don't worry, on all Cisco routers, the configuration is the same. I'm just picking up this device because I know it well, and I'm used to it. So I'll explain how the connection could work between these two end devices, and that's if you go to desktop IP configuration, and we will make up some IP address 192.168.0.2, for example, with the 24 mask, and the second one will be 192.168.0.3 with the same mask, so they are in the same network range, and we connect them together with the copper crossover cable. You will see that they are communicating. So if I test it out, 192.168.0.3, you can see that these devices are communicating. But if you would use the typical copper straight through cable, it would not work. So this crossover cable is mainly used between end devices, but we will use the copper straight through because we are connecting via this switch. So yeah, fast Ethernet 0. Here I always like to use the first port as the most important one, so it's gonna be connecting to the router. Second one is less important, third one, and so on and so on. So we will use 0/2 port for this one and 0/3 for this one. Now between these two devices, I have to open up the router, and the router has two default ports, 0/0 and 0/1. But these ports, there is no command switch port. You cannot execute the command switch port, and it's really important for me, so I always like to add this card. Yeah, you have to turn off the device because you can configure it sorry, you can configure it much better. So we will use this card, and once you add this card, you will see that you have more ports available. So I'll connect 1/0 because these two are not manageable for me. So 1/0 with 0/1 on the switch, and this connection is red because by default all the ports on router are shut down by default. So you have to open up the CLI. Here type no. Once you open up any device, any Cisco device, you will get to user interface where you can perform some commands, but nothing important. So you will have to go to enable. This one is privileged interface where you can perform more important tasks. So then there is configure terminal, and here we will configure the router. And the first configuration we have to do is to change the default name, which is the router, to something else because of the security reasons. So hostname R one, for example. Okay. Now we will create an account which we will use to connect to this device via the console line or SSH lines. But the SSH protocol is not for today's video, so I'll just perform it on the line console. So let's create the account, username, admin, for example, privilege 15, which is the highest, secret 0, and now type the password, which will be admin as well. Now assign this account to the line console. So open up the line console 0 and type in command login local. This command assures that you have to log in via this account we have just created. So if I exit and exit once more, you can save the configuration, because if I just exit and reboot the device, all these changes we have done will not be saved. So you have to save the configuration, and you can save it by typing write, or you can save it by typing copy running config to startup config. And running config is the config by its name. You can tell the configuration which is running on the RAM of the device. And startup config is the one which will appear once you boot up the device. Okay, so like that. And if I exit once more, it will ask me for username, admin, password, admin. And now it skipped the user interface right into the privilege interface, because we have the privilege 15 on the account. Okay, so we have to turn on the port which is connected to the switch, and we will do it by typing interface fast ethernet 1/0, which is the port we have used, and simply type in no shutdown. Easy as that. Do right. If you are in the config line, you have to type in front of every command do, unless it's not gonna work. So, and if you don't want to wait to turn for this line to turn back on, you can skip the time by clicking on this button. And now you can see that this line is online. So we should have a connection between these two devices as we had before. And as you can see, they are communicating, which is perfect. And other way around, it's going to be working as well. Yeah, like that. So we have a connection between two end devices via this switch, and also we have a router connected to this LAN. Right now, the router and the switch, they are not doing anything in this LAN, but it's really important for me to add these devices, because next video will be about DHCP, VLANs, and maybe SSH if there's gonna be a time for it in that video. So that's about it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.